I have a question here from Barbara. Lady G, could you do a quick read on Kelly Ann Conway? Did she have knowledge of the cover-up and the hush money? And did she get immunity for her testimony to the New York grand jury? It just keeps popping into my head as I sit here with my knitting and tea. Okay. It's amazing what comes through the mind. But let's pull cards and just see what we have. We're going to use the whole of the Lenormand, my Lenormand. So the past, we have, I would say that probably Kelly and Conway. What we have now is the timing, what's known when. At the center of it, we have deeper, darker things that have been seen and known. The challenge was the light. Okay. And the clarification is the anchored in, what was anchored in. So what did she know? When did she know it? Apparently, at the center of it is knowing something darker. Okay? Those are not light conversations. I have two birds in here. The owl is for things that are seen in the dark. Okay? Or I have the other bird, which is lighter conversations. So this is heavier conversations, heavier things. And the challenge is the light, and the clarification is anchored in. What was anchored in? And we have Kelly and Conway in the past, and what's known when. The clock, the timing, the ticking. So when it comes to Kelly and Conway, we have the buying and selling. Now we know she was always on the take. The money, the grifting, the gifting. The foundation was because of her actions. So she would be out there, be a warrior for 45, do those actions because of what? The payoff that she was getting. And she was always there with her hands out, I'm sure, when it came to 45. What we have now is the mental spin, the darkness, the sadness, okay, and the timing. And what was rapidly happening. So let's continue forward. When it comes to the darker things, okay, now she was resting in that, retreated from it, but let's see what's the foundation on that. The revelation. Okay. The challenge was the light, hanging things up. And the foundation was trying to take control of the action. He wanted this action controlled. Clarification is White House, anchoring stuff in. And those that were all involved. Okay. So let me see what the question was again. Did she have knowledge of the cover-up and the hush money? Well, at the center of it, it looks like the retreat and the karma card. So I would say, yes, she was given immunity. Because we have knowing of the darker things, seeing the darker things, and retreated, and from the karma of it. Now, it could be that the first card, instead of Kellyanne Conway, because we're asking about the hush money payment, that could be Stormy Daniels and the timing of this. So I would say, yes, she knew. She knew about it, the payoff, the action of the payoff to Stormy Daniels, the first three. Unhappy about the mentality and the timing of this and what was going forward. Okay, so I would say she knew. The challenge was trying to hang this up by what? By 45, taking charge in the White House and anchoring in there. Okay, so she knew. She knew. Let's see, underneath of it all, we have this things coming down the pike that you don't want to deal with, not happy about. Did have the cup, the overflowing cup of abominations, the arguments, and her going forward. Okay. The message was about what was taking place and how they tried to kill this, mentally tried to kill this story. Okay? By what? The payoff, the money, that he wanted to try to walk away from it. Okay? So what it's telling us here was, yeah, she knew. Because the overarching thing is the karma card and hanging things up, okay? The timing, hanging things up. Going into it, we had the payoffs. She was always out there with her hands out. Clarification was anchoring in those like herself that were doing his bidding. Okay. The timing of this was unhappy mentality about it, the pain, and then she was retreating, going into this retreat. Now, don't forget what we had underneath of this retreat. We have that dark knowledge, and we had the karma card. So I think that translates out to immunity. Because why? They wanted the actions. What actions were done in rapid measure to be able to control it for the White House? So putting all that together, it says she knew about the Stormy Daniels payoff. The timing was unhappy about this, the timing of this thing, how it was taking place, how they took action. She had immunity because she had dark knowledge. She was there, okay, and could shed light. The challenge was shedding light and anchoring this in, what took place. So it looks like, yes, she knew. She's given immunity. She testified against 45 and the actions that were taking place at that time. Okay? And she was always out there, for the payoffs, etc. as well. So thanks for your question, and I'll see you online.